Hello and welcome back to Shakesyear. We are working on the sonnets and we've made it to sonnet number 6, which a lot of people say is closely related to sonnet number 5. I mean, we are in this slew of sonnets where he's trying to get somebody to procreate, but sonnet number 6, and then we'll talk about why it's related to number 5. Sonnet number 6 goes like this. Then let not winter's ragged hand deface in thee thy summer ere thou be distilled. Make some sweet vial, treasure thou some place with beauty's treasure ere it be self-killed. That use is not forbidden usury, which happies those that pay the willing loan. That's for thyself to breed another thee, or 10 times happier, be it 10 for 1. 10 times thyself were happier than thou art, if 10 of thine 10 times refigured thee. Then what could death do if thou shouldst depart, leaving thee in posterity? Be not self-willed, for thou art much too fair to be death's conquest and make worms thine heir. So sonnet number 5, if you remember, was sort of digging into the actuarial transaction of having a kid and talking also about how miserable and how selfish the fair youth is if he doesn't procreate. Whereas this one takes a little bit more of a happier tone. It's a like, isn't this going to be great? Isn't this going to be great? And you're not breaking any laws. You're not sinning about anything. Now, there are a couple of interesting images that I didn't quite catch until I went to look at other people's analysis of this poem. And that being some sweet vial, which in sonnet number 5, there was reference to distilling flowers to like make perfume out of them. And while some sweet vial, you might think a vial that you would put perfume in, it could also be a reference to a woman's womb. So find some willing woman and put your treasure in there, and it's not a sin to make that kind of a loan, your genetic material, if it gives you back the kind of happiness that you get from a child. And then the sonnet goes on to say, you know, why not have 10 kids? Because that'll make you 10 times happier than if you only had 1. And if any of you out there watching happens to have 10 children, I would like to know exactly how happy you are with that choice. I promise I won't tell your kids. But then he's gone on, he repeats the number 10 5 times in 3 lines, which is a lot of numbers. But it's a lot of times to say, you know, 10 times this and 10 times this and 10 times this. And he even goes so far as to imply that if each of your 10 children has 10 children of their own, then there's so many versions of you to carry on your beauty through the ages that when you die, like you're still going to be living on through all of your various progeny and their progeny. And he finishes off in the last 2 lines by saying, like, stop being so stubborn because you are way too pretty to just rot in the ground without anybody to carry on your beauty. So that's sonnet number 6, and that's why they say it's kind of related to sonnet number 5. That and the fact that it also starts out with then let not, which is, you know, it's a nice continuation of the previous one. It's like, here you're being all sorts selfish, so don't be selfish and continue on and have some kids. Have loads of kids who can give you loads of grandkids, because that is apparently the key to happiness. So anyway, I will see you tomorrow for sonnet number 7. Mwah.